let's cut across to our political panelists this evening. Supriya Shrinate, National Spokesperson, Congress. Dr. Kaushal Kant Mishra, Spokesperson, BJP. Ranjat Sethi, political commentator. Ashutosh, political analyst. Want to cut across to the BJP spokesperson first. Dr. Kaushal Kant Mishra, the fact is you come from Uttar Pradesh as well. Till now, what we'd seen been spoken in murmurs behind closed doors, it does seem the knives are out post the review meeting. You'd have to accept, and whatever went down in the review meeting doesn't look all is well within the BJP unit in UP.
Preeti, I think it is our internal meeting, and in the meeting it is a demand of democracy, and I think it is well settled practice that we should say our thought process, what we feels in our internal meeting. It is very common, and it should happen in democracy. I don't see there is any problem. Yes, there is some loss of our seats in the Lok Sabha election, and that is why we are doing our own internal assessment and why it has happened, and everybody has equal right to say whatever he feels or any leader feels. I don't see any problem. Yes, opposition may find some opportunity to do their own politics. That is very welcome. They are our opposition. They will do this thing. But I don't see any problem. Yes, we are assessing our power. We are getting ready for these 10 Lok Sabha, 10 Upchunav and the Vidhan Sabha election of 27. So
Dr. Mishra, the problem is not just... No, fair point, Dr. Mishra. It's an internal party matter, and everybody's bound to, say what they need to, especially if it's a review meeting. But Dr. Mishra, it's not just coming in from the BJP, is it? Your allies, which till now have been completely silent, are now very, very vocal against the governance model. I'll give you an example. What has been the USP, apparently in the eyes of the BJP governance model of Yogi, the bulldozer, that is now being challenged by our own allies.
I think bulldozer has given a very good popularity, as well as we have seen the result of bulldozer. It is a law and order situation on which the BJP government comes second time in power, and Yogi is first chief minister who has achieved the 2 terms because of bulldozer, because the previous government has got very poor law and order situation, and
but
that
Dr.
is
Mishra,
why
that's the point, because that's the point that is being challenged by our own allies, and many suggest possibly the bulldozers didn't roll in Lucknow this time was the reasoning of that. But I'll come back to you. Allow me to open up the panel. Supriya Shrinate also with us. Ms. Shrinate, is the Congress and the Samajwadi Party getting ahead of itself by saying that there is a certain kind of implosion going on within the BJP unit? It's happened so many times in your own states. These are internal party matters, ma'am.
Thanks very much for having me on the show this evening, Preeti, and it's a good evening to all the fellow panelists and your viewers. Sanjay Nishad says we are losing in UP because of the bulldozer. OP Rajbhar, as soon as they lost the seats in Lok Sabha, said this is the loss accrued to Mr. Modi and Mr. Yogi. Anupriya Patel has openly said Mr. Modi no longer talks about the BJP or Modi. He is today openly talking about the NDA and ND alliance. Moti Singh, the senior leader, has said in the last 42 years of my political career, I have never seen a government so corrupt. Ramesh Mishra, the Jaunpur MLA, has been on record to say that unless a big decision is taken, there is no way we can form the government again. Devendra Pratap Singh, their MLC, has written a very terse letter criticizing the government to the High Command. You have Keshav Prasad Maurya, who openly says in the Samiksha Baitak of the BJP, the internal meeting of the BJP, that the party is bigger than the government, countered by Yogi, who says if there is no government, the party will have no significance. Prayagraj, Basti, supporters, workers on record saying this has become a private limited company, it's like a leasing company. These are bites that I've heard on UP Tak, your sister channel. And of course, something that was said here right now. So I don't think we are fishing in troubled waters. I don't think we're getting ahead of ourselves. This is internal matter of the BJP. But to a class 4 student, if this is not political implosion, then what is? The reality is that somebody just here said, bulldozer is very good. It has gained a lot of popularity. एक बशीर बद्र का शेर है, लोगों की उम्र घट जाती है आशिया बनाने में, तुम्हें तरस नहीं आता बस्तियां जलाने में. The reality is that the bulldozer has become a substitute for governance in UP, something that their own allies are now questioning, and which is why the bulldozer could not raise houses to the ground in Pantnagar, Lucknow. I am not here to sit on judgment what the BJP does or does not do. The fact that Keshav Prasad Maurya is here in Delhi, he's been encouraged by a faction here in Delhi. He has lost his own seat in Phulpur. He's here in Delhi. He's the one creating trouble for Yogi, not us. So I think we are very well placed as far as the by-elections are concerned. We were well placed for Lok Sabha. We are very well placed for 27 elections. All that I will say is that the BJP is imploding and it is not hidden from
I want to bring in Rajat Sethi and Ashutosh as well, but Dr. Mishra wants to come in for a rebuttal.
For all to see.
Okay. Dr. Mishra, you want to come in for a quick rebuttal? Go ahead and I'll bring in Rajat Sethi and Ashutosh.
सुप्रिया जी नमस्कार. बट आपने जो बशीर भद्द का शेर पढ़ा उसी पे कहना चाहता हूँ. बस्तियां जलाने का काम तो तब हुआ था जब एक बड़ा पेड़ घिरा था और धरती हिली थी. उस समय बस्तियां जली थी. इस समय आतंकियों, अपराधियों और जो अवैध निर्माण वाले लोग हैं उनके घरों पे बस्तियां बुलडोजर चला था और वो चलता रहेगा. और वो बुलडोजर वही नहीं चला था, वहां से निकल करके पूरे इंडिया में चला था. इवन बहुत सारे ऐसे प्रदेश हैं जहां पर इंडी गठबंधन की सरकार है, वहां पर भी चला था. और जहां तक रही अलायंस की बात, तो इंडी गठबंधन ये ना बताए, क्योंकि उनका इंडी गठबंधन का अलायंस दिल्ली में था, खत्म हो गया. वेस्ट बंगाल में था, खत्म हो गया. केरला में लेफ्ट के साथ रहते हैं, यहां पर अपोज करते हैं. पंजाब में खत्म हो गया. वेयर इज इंडी अलायंस? सो अलायंस की बात एटलीस्ट इंडी गठबंधन वाले ना करें. जहां तक कि एनडीए में, एनडीए इज टोटली डेमोक्रेटिक union of all the party, and everybody has fair right to say whatever they feel.
A quick rebuttal and then I'm going to go to Rajat Sethi and Ashutosh. Go ahead.
Very quick. Just a very quick rebuttal. Sanjay Nishad, O.P. Rajbhar and Anupriya Patel are your allies. Go and tell them how democratic you are and they will tell you 10 lessons in how democratic alliances are run. You've been very democratic with SAD. Look at where they are today. You were very democratic with Shiv Sena. You ensured that they were finished. You were very democratic with NCP. You saw what they did what you did to them. We've all seen what you've done to the JDU. I have a very small point to make. You are really going to sit here on national TV and justify bulldozer. The fact that the bulldozer could not raise houses to the ground today in Lucknow tells you that there is introspection, that there is course correction. The Chief Minister first tweeted, then the tweet was deleted, and then the bulldozer did not go there. That's the reality. Are you telling me that raising people's houses to the ground is good governance?
No.
Is that good politics?
Dr. Mishra, I'll come back. Now, I will both of you equal chance. Allow me to go to Rajat Sethi and Ashutosh. I'll come back. I'll come back to the both of you. Just want to bring in Rajat Sethi and Ashutosh into this conversation. Rajat Sethi, while there is an attempt by the government of continuity, that nothing really has changed, but something clearly has changed, and that could be because of the numbers. What was said behind closed doors is now out in the open. You have the Deputy Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh, and it's a well-known fact that doesn't enjoy the kind of comfort with the CM, is now in Delhi, especially after saying what he did. You have allies who wouldn't dare say what they did, before the 33 of BJP in UP, and are now openly critical of the governance model in UP.
So, Preeti ji, there is a very delicate balance between party discipline on one side and then having a living, breathing organization on the other side. Living, breathing organization implies that there is feedback coming in and you're not afraid and scared of sharing feedback at multiple platforms, ensuring that, the cadre is felt that their voices are being heard. So what the UP BJP entire organization is going through is a phase that there will be disciplining exercises that, yes, you should, come in and discuss whatever lacuna has been there internally, but there will be voices which will come out and, the BJP leadership, I'm sure, would be listening to those also. The good thing and the fascinating thing, in fact, about politics is it is said that a week's time is a long, long time in politics. Things can very rapidly change course. Luckily for the BJP, they still have 2 years, actually more, for the 2027 election. So a lot of things will happen. The moment Amethi results have been out, ever since, look at the ground situation in Amethi. We just recently saw Muharram slogans that were raised that agar Hindustan mein rehna hai, to ya Hussain bolna hai. Whenever Samajwadi Party and now their alliance partners, Congress, etc., whenever the pendulum would swing in their favor, there will be social reactions coming in as well. The same set of social engineering that they claim to have succeeded, BJP would want to give up another response from their front. This tug of war will continue. It is not a settled affair. The thing is that for the past 7-8 years, this was largely settled in favor of the BJP. Here, Congress seems to have, and the India Alliance seems to have some headroom to sort of, put the BJP in a corner. But, this game is far from over. BJP still has a lot of tricks up its sleeves, and those course corrections, it could be economic course correction.
Ashutosh, many would suggest at least the BJP is looking at course correction, and as quickly as this, not waiting till 27. They have 10 constituencies going to by-elections, so it's all in and troubleshooting at this point of time, no matter what the optics look like. They're getting their house in order, many would say.
Preeti, first of all, let me talk about the bulldozer thing. I think on 28th July 2023, Supreme Court has categorically said that the bulldozing houses is a wrongful act. That the Supreme Court has said. Justice Sanjay Krishna Kaul has said it. And it also asked the Advocate General of UP that you will not follow the principle of bulldozing houses. So let's be clear on that one. Second point, I think I partly agree with Rajat Sethi on one ground, that the politics has rapidly changed. Why it has changed? Because Mr. Narendra Modi and Mr. Yogi Adityanath both failed to deliver in UP. And I think the two stalwarts, the two Hindutva icon has failed. That is why the birds of all feathers have come out and openly talking about it. You remember what happened in the Congress party a few years back? There was G23, and then it was said that there's chaos and there's anarchy in the Congress party. Congress party is going to disintegrate. And now, the same voices when you're talking about in the BJP, it's called the democratic process. So I think that the definition of democracy changes which party is affected by the failures. The fact is very simple. In UP today, the game is out. The game is played between Yogi Adityanath and at the top in the BJP. The game is to replace Yogi Adityanath. The game is, and that it's not a coincidence that Anupriya Patel writes a letter blaming openly to the Yogi Adityanath government that how the backwards and the Dalits are being not appointed. It's a letter. Then Sanjay Nishad comes on and talking about the bulldozing. And then there's Ramesh Mishra. Then there is Moti Singh saying 40 साल में इतना corruption तो यहाँ पहले कभी हुआ ही नहीं, अकल्पनीय है. Are you suggesting me that they are saying because suddenly they become democratic? No. It's a part of a very well-crafted design.
Okay. Dr. Kaushal Kant Mishra, what Ashutosh saying, there's an echo of that as well, that this is no review exercise. This is not putting your house in order. It is to cut the current incumbent CM to size. And there is a concerted network which is being spread to pull him down by the powers that are in Delhi.
Preeti, it was a wise decision of our organization only, who elected CM as well as 2 deputy CM. So it is our own decision and we know what we are doing. I don't see any problem. Ashutosh may say anything. Any criticism is welcome because it is a democracy. But in my opinion, our government is elected second time in Uttar Pradesh because of development, because of temple and Hindu agenda, because of law and order situation. And bulldozer is not a sign of negative politics. It is a sign of positive law and order enforcement. If there is any illegal construction, what the government should do? Obviously, bulldozer will come and it will demolish. So why I don't see there is any negative shine with bulldozer. It's about what is the decision taken, whether it is right or wrong. And every bulldozer action has been challenged in the Supreme Court, and whole Indi Gathbandhan and everybody was on Supreme Court for the staying of the bulldozer. But the same Supreme Court says, no, we cannot stay completely. It's case by case. If there is any illegal bulldozer, it must have been stopped by any of the High Court or Supreme Court. But till date, nothing has been stopped.
But but Dr.
It is
Kaushal,
Chief Minister's own decision.
Dr. Mishra, the bulldozers might not have been stalled by the Supreme Court, but they've definitely been stalled by the internal politics in your own NDA outfit in the state of Uttar Pradesh, sir. The reason that they did not roll in Lucknow is credence to that. But I'll come back to you. Allow me. Let me bring in Supriya Shronet back and I'll come back to Ashutosh and Rajat Sethi. Supriya Shronet, what's going on in Uttar Pradesh has happened multiple times in states that has been governed where the Congress has been, where the CM has been in direct conflict with his deputy. Rajasthan is one such example. At least The BJP says we've got situations completely under control. You were not even been able to do that. Your entire Rajasthan unit imploded at one time.
No, what is under control? Keshav Prasad Maurya coming in seeking time with Amit Shah and JP Nadda and openly revolting against Yogi Adityanath at the behest of we exactly know who. Is that situation under control? I don't know. I come from the state of Uttar Pradesh. I follow that politics very well. I am very connected with Uttar Pradesh, and I can tell you one thing. You know, there were these grand hoardings all over the place, including in Delhi. UP ko number one banana hai. UP number one ban gaya. You know in what? Custodial deaths, UP is number one. 2 days back, a youth died in custody in Jaunpur. In Jalon, sorry. As far as bulldozer is concerned, UP is number one. Absolutely failed law and order situation, UP is number one. As far as corruption is concerned, UP is number one. We are not saying it, the BJP leaders themselves are saying it. So what is under control is a question I will ask. I have a very brief point to make. It was said here with a lot of emphasis that हम temple और Hindu agenda पे जीते हैं. कौन से हिंदू एजेंडा पर जीते हैं आप? अयोध्या ने आपको हरा दिया भगवान राम की नगरी ने. भगवान राम से कनेक्टेड 5 और जगह हैं. प्रयागराज, सीतापुर, बस्ती, चित्रकूट, सुल्तानपुर, हर जगह आप हारे हैं. तो आप कहां जीते हैं? भगवान प्रभु भी आपको पाठ पढ़ा रहे हैं. उत्तराखंड बगल वाले बद्रीनाथ भी आप हार गए. तो ना आप टेंपल पर जीत रहे हैं, ना आप हिंदू एजेंडा पे जीत रहे हैं, क्योंकि हिंदू जाग गया है और हिंदू को समझ में आ रहा है कि बेरोजगारी और महंगाई से आपने आतंक बचाया हुआ है. The reality is that in 38 days of Modi government coming back to power, there have been 9 dastardly terror attacks in the valley, and we don't hear a word from India's Prime Minister. That's the reality of this governance.
All right,
That's
Dr. Mishra wants a rebuttal quickly, and then I'll bring in Rajat and Ashutosh back.
We will not let UP become Manipur. Remember this.
Okay. Dr. Mishra, sir, 10 seconds, quick rebuttal.
सुप्रिया जी, अगर आप बेरोजगारी की बात करते हैं तो 2004 से लेकर 2014 तक जितनी नौकरियां आपने दी थी उससे ज्यादा नौकरियां हम दे चुके हैं, डबल दी है. इसके बाद आप बात करते हैं नंबर वन इस समय हाईएस्ट मेडिकल कॉलेज पूरे इंडिया में कहां पर है? उत्तर प्रदेश में.
कि फिर कोई लपेटने वाला ही ना रहे.
Okay, one second. Ma'am, allow. No, ma'am, we allowed you time. Allow you.
Please.
No, sir, please. Okay, let him speak. Dr. Kaushal Mishra. Can I just get Dr. Kaushal Mishra?
आपने कस्टोडियल डेथ की बात की. We are highest populated state of the country. That is why the custodial death, if you take numerically, then it is highest. But if you compare by population versus custodial death, it is falling national average.
Okay, sir.
Please go and read. And second, we are number one in medical college number. We are number one in universities. We are producing the highest number of defense products. And our supply is 1 lakh crore for the defense.
Okay, I want to bring in Rajat Sethi and Ashutosh as well. Okay, Rajat Sethi, with what Ashutosh had said, and it's interesting because, like I said, you began your arguments by stating that at least there's somebody listening in UP and they have a lot of time to figure things out before 2027. Fair point. But what about those, Rajat Sethi, who are saying this is not about figuring anything out? It's about trying to figure on one person who is running Uttar Pradesh where it isn't quite working out and to pull him down, and the powers that are doing so are in Delhi. This is personal vendetta within the party which is being fought.
See, the audio jack isn't very clear, but I still more or less understood the question. See, first of all, reviews around, how the government has to be run or certain feedback which the chief minister and his entire cabinet needs to have. All of those, there are multi-dimensional feedback which has to come in. Is there core economic issues which have to be addressed? Are there core social representational issues which the BJP will have to address? Or is it pure politicking that the BJP needs to do better, which means looking into the organization, ensuring, everybody's voice is heard? By the way, I'll just give you another data point. Just now, BJP's state executive was held. I believe 5,000 people were called into that organizational meeting right from the district level, which otherwise a state executive usually is a very closed door affair.
But Rajat Sethi, the question was, all of this is a front for a power struggle which is taking place in the back, where there are many who don't want Yogi Adityanath. anymore.
I was just hearing Supriya ji, and who would have imagined that days would come when how to run an organization efficiently, those lessons will come from the Congress party, who basically are reduced to two states, Karnataka and Telangana. In Telangana, the sitting chief minister is an RSS trained Swayamsevak. On the other hand side, in Karnataka, the entire organization is split into two halves between DK.
I think you still didn't get my question, but okay.
So how can you take lessons from the Congress party on running organizations?
I have 30 seconds. Ashutosh, I'll come back to you, ma'am. Ashutosh, let me bring him. 30 seconds and then 10 seconds each, Supriya and Dr. Mishra. Ashutosh, quickly. You're on mute, sir. Mute.
I can't hear you.
Preeti, first of all, let me be kind to my friend Kaushal Kant, because normally the BJP spokesperson are very, very kind to me, and today he was magnanimous with the words. I'm really thankful to him, not accusing me of something here and there. The second point is, I belong to Lucknow. Kaushalji, come with me to Lucknow. I'll show you the illegal buildings here and there, everywhere.
Okay.
No bulldozer is near. The point number 3 is important, is that today the Kalyan Singh part 2 is being played in UP. The Kalyan Singh stature was rising high. He was a threat to the Atal Bihari Vajpayee and Lalkis Advani. And today the same thing is happening with Yogi Adityanath. So his stature is rising.
Attempt to pull him down. Dr. Mishra, attempt to pull him down. 10 seconds, sir, and then 10 seconds, Supriya. Dr. Mishra, attempt to pull him. The game is on Yogi Adityanath, not a review.
Preeti, it was just the last member of last election in which we got the lesser number in Uttar Pradesh. That is why opposition is finding opportunity to do something. Otherwise, the same chief minister is working for last two terms, and there was no problem.
10 seconds.
So it's nothing else, but it's their opportunity of gaining number. And one thing more, how many MLA Congress have in Uttar Pradesh? Just one.
10 seconds, Mr.
This is the real strength of Congress in Uttar Pradesh.
Mr. Nate, 10 seconds. Go ahead.
He has to stop speaking. Thank you very much. I'll use 8. The reality is that the BJP is so used to treating its chief ministers like puppets. 3 times being changed in Uttarakhand, 3 times being changed in Gujarat, at will being changed in Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh. That's what they've been used to doing. But perhaps Yogi Adityanath is sticking his heels into the grounds and he's not willing to budge. And which is why you have an open rebellion.
All right, that's it. Okay, I'm totally timed out. Appreciate all 4 of you for joining us. It's going to be a debate which will continue in days to come. And with what we said, is it that it's all about review and people are speaking because the numbers are underwhelming for the BJP, or is there a larger plot which many are speculating, especially the opposition sensing blood there, an attempt to bring down Yogi Adityanath within his own political outfit?